battery. It's a battery total. Such a man cannot even be president of this country. He said, so maybe that the frustration making to speak the way he did, calling the president boy. So Joseph Boyka, the former vice president, Peking, is using battery. It's a battery total. Such a man cannot even be president of this country. He said, so maybe that the frustration making to speak the way he did, calling the president boy. So Joseph Boyka, the former vice president, Peking, is using battery. It's a battery total. Such a man cannot even be president of this country. He said, so maybe that the frustration making to speak the way he did, calling the president boy. How many million people voted that boy? So many millions. Look at this boy and elected him. Maybe you call Joseph, George boy because of the age, because Joseph Boyka is over 70 and this boy is about 50 something. So when you say boy, well, that's it. But boy, in the sense of immaturity, no. George is mature. He's mature. That's why he told Joseph Boyka on the ground where he collapsed to fly here, bro, for medical checkup, for medical heart surgery. That's what made him to live today. I think Joseph Boyka, in conclusion, should be very grateful to that boy who flew here out of the country for open heart surgery that make him to live today. But the way Joseph Boyka speaks, the way he acts, he is one of the 9 ungrateful lepers. The fact is, you could have he know you, but he did not. He saved this old man. But what the old man is returning is ungratefulness. Call this president boy. You call the whole Liberian president boy, then you old man, you told him battery around here.
You're taking
I cannot
away.
look at a battery man and he let you. Because any minute you could collapse. But you already say you want to be president and we know your record. You're on the time bomb, on the borderline.
Just sitting and laughing and reading the comment section. John Balu said the reason why he's in this is to save the state. Save Liberia. But Senator Balu was senator when in his county, 5 wonderful Liberians gruesomely murdered. Their bodies were mutilated. He didn't say anything. A colleague who was then a senator, whose name is enshrined in the TRC report, whose testimony you can find everywhere, that allegedly carried out a massacre on the Kavala River, became a senator from in jail. He came from jail. That case died in Maryland. Senator Balu was senator. Senator Balu was senator when Kid Juba was killed. Senator Balu was senator when the Fula man was beheaded in River G. Senator Balu was senator when the 17 young men were killed between Lower Magidi and Grand Bassa County. Senator Balu was senator when one of the people who funding all of his effort was giving Intergenet Hosmer money and squash car to lobby for him to move on traveling ban and access free. But today, he say he want to save the country. Senator Balu was senator when Bridgeway from London came to do prospect in Liberia. Senator Balu then got vehicle and money.
Balu la Brian senator.
He thought on saving Liberia then. Sometimes some people sit on a particular platform, and this is the reason why the argument is going to get big this few times. Because look, there's some.
I don't think I can do this. It's against my faith.
He's a criminal because he lied. Anybody who
it will not be for me.
Not a job budget. And somebody come and stand in front of me and say Representative Gray is misleading the public. It's a disservice to you, and you must hold their feet to the fire because some of you voted for these thieves. Okay, that was the one. It's a thief. It's a thief. I'm telling you, it's a thief. Anybody who lie on what you talk, he had checked here. We published no checks before. He denied a signature on those checks before 2020 campaign. He's a common criminal. I'm saying that to you. He's a common criminal. There's the budget he voted for. He's a criminal because he lied at $3.6 million is not in the budget. He can't take me anywhere. I defy him. That's a criminal. No, I'm not angry. I'm being forceful. I'm being intellectual. I'm providing facts. No, I said something I didn't mention him, so they don't know I'm a medicine. He has no integrity in life or integrity. He's in the crisis of integrity. He's drowning in the crisis of integrity. He's not only fake. He's drowning in the crisis of integrity. I say he's a criminal. He's a thief. To take a $45,000 car in the budget to vote for it, not just to vote for it, and you didn't inform the people because say everything you will inform the people on record for that. And he didn't say anything about it. Okay, the pastor didn't vote, but why he didn't say it? Why he didn't say he voted for it? The records are there, Lord. Gentlemen, Senator Delon should be treated as a common criminal for lying to the public that there's no $3.6 million in the budget. Okay, and they said they didn't want it. Where they place it? There's $3.6 million. The money here. The thing is in the budget. There's the final budget. So like they don't tell you when they took it all of a sudden where they put it. I beg you. One question is when they took it out, can you show us where you put your share? That's the question. If they answer that question, come back to me.
We now go over to Robert Tier of the Unity Party.
Yeah, everything I do, we must first tell the thing to the people.
That's what I'm saying.
We've been doing that. We have people clean the champagne in our various communities. So, in social science, said, go to people and ask them what they name. And so you posing them to say, I name this. But if you don't ask your people, then what you carry to them? So before I ask them what they need and what they need, what you take them to them.
Your 3 major priorities.
Right now, if you look at I'm a teacher in profession.
You teacher?
Yeah, I'm a teacher. The second thing is that we want the boroughs autonomous.
The Boris what?
It's autonomous. It's autonomous. Yeah, it's autonomous.
Go ahead.
And we look at some of the things we have to consider because we talk about autonomous. That means you have a lot of facility, a lot of things that you do in the borough. And if you are autonomous and you have other things to do, and if you look at Nukuta, many young people are graduated from college in the district. Right now, the first thing we embarked was to have a reconciliation regional meeting all of the communities.
So Tia, at what level were you teaching? Was it elementary, junior high, or senior high?
We're taking elementary divisions.
Oh, okay.
Elementary division. And we're credible, we are more accessible, and we're development oriented. So
Hello, Robert B. Tier is a librarian. After our graduation from the elementary school, we keep the Murray Road to attend the junior high school, the Pastor Junior High School, and from there we went to Central High and we graduated 1998. I'm a teacher in professions. Robert Tier is one of the daughter's sons. Robert Tier is one of the credible sons. Robert Tier is deserved.
Hello. Things that you do in the borough. Yeah, I'm a teacher. But the name. And so you pointing them to say,
Yeah, the thing is in the budget. There's the final budget. So like they don't tell you when they took it all of a sudden when they put it. I beg you. One question is when they took it out, can you show us where you put your share? That's the question. If they answer that question, come back to me.
We now go over to Robert Tier of the Unity Party.
yeah, everything I do, you must first tell the thing to the people.
That's what I'm saying.
And we've been doing that. We have people cleaning the champagne in our various communities. In social science, said, go to people and ask them what they need. And so you pointing them to say, I need this. But if you don't ask your people, then what you carry to them? So before I ask them what they need and what they need, what you take them to them.
Your 3 major priorities.
Right now, if you look at I'm a teacher in profession.
You teacher?
Yeah, I'm a teacher. The second thing is that we want the boroughs autonomous.
The Boris what?
It's autonomous. It's autonomous. Yeah, it's autonomous.
Go ahead.
And we look at some of the things we have to consider because we talk about autonomous. That means you have a lot of facility, a lot of things that you do in the borough. And if you are autonomous and you have other things to do, and if you look at Nukuta, many young people are graduated from college in the district. Right now, the first thing we embarked was to have a reconciliation regional meeting all of the communities.
So Tia, at what level were you teaching? Was it elementary, junior high, or senior high?
We're taking elementary divisions.
Okay.
Elementary division. And we're credible, we are more accessible, and we're development oriented. So
Hello, Robert B. Tier is a librarian. After our graduation from the elementary school, we keep the Murray Road to attend the junior high school, the Pastor Junior High School, and from there we went to Central High and we graduated 1998. I'm a teacher in professions. Robert Tier is one of the daughter's sons. Robert Tier is one of the credible sons. Robert Tier is deserved to be a servant in the district. Robert Tier is a public servant. I always work at the National Security Agency in Cape County.
This target up to Mr. Amrakone or Senator Amrakone or who he calls himself nowadays. Mr. Senator, I'm saying this to you. My name is Philip Brown and you know me extremely well. The very next time I hear you saying foul things that you cannot prove about Mr. Moni Captain, you know what me and you pass through. This is not a threat, this is a challenge. I will put up documents. As far as I'm concerned, you are the most corrupt Liberian that ever lived. You want to take me to the challenge? Take me to the challenge. Target up to Mr. Amrakone or Senator Amrakone or who he calls himself nowadays. Mr. Senator, I'm saying this to you. My name is Philip Brown and you know me extremely well. The very next time I hear you saying foul things that you cannot prove about Mr. Moni Captain, you know what me and you pass through. This is not a threat, this is a challenge. I will put up documents. As far as I'm concerned, you are the most corrupt Liberian that ever lived. You want to take me to the challenge? Take me to the challenge. The next time I see on your page or I see all these negatives coming out of you, we're all telling the Liberian people the truth. I will put up documents on your corrupt deals and let's see if the Liberian people don't run you out of town. This is my challenge to you. Okay, if you cannot tell the Liberian people the truth, don't try to destroy an innocent person. This man from Charles Taylor time, okay, has exemplified himself as an outstanding Liberian citizen. He's trusted, okay, he ran the Malayan Challenge.
The National Elections Commission is pleased to inform Liberians and stakeholders that all preparatory activities are on course for the conduct of the presidential runoff election on 14 November 2023. Let me also inform you that electoral materials have been deployed to all 19 magisterial areas in the 15 counties of Liberia. Electoral supervisors and polling staff have begun the deployment of electoral materials to the 5,890 polling places within the 2,080 precincts in preparation for the conduct of the polls from 8 in the morning to 6 p.m. on Tuesday, 14 November 2023. Let me also say that temporary electoral staff have completed rush-off training and have been assigned to their respective polling places, while at the same time, the Commission has taken steps to replace staff who did not show up and those who were involved in electoral malpractices in the first round of elections. The ballots came along with other electoral materials, including record of the count forms, mock ballots, and tactile ballot guides. The National Elections Commission assures all Liberians and stakeholders that contrary to a dangerous disinformation that markings on certain portion of the ballot could vanish, the ballot papers were printed by a certified security printing press and they remain intact as always. Even after marking them, the ballots will retain the marks made on them by voters during election.
Distinguished colleagues, this is a two-faced issue.
This is a critical issue in this country, and we must stand up and speak the truth. Because for you to use the fact that prior to printing, it means you already telling me print, but before you print,
5,467 polling places of a total of 5,890 polling places, constituting 92.82%. Appleton Junior Edward WGDM votes obtained 27,065. Walker Joseph M. UP votes obtained 748,463. Brown Junior Allen R. LRP votes obtained 14,415. Cummings Alexander B. CPP votes obtained 27,209. One Fremont Senior CMNPC votes obtained 12,184. Bongo Tiawanse LPP votes obtained 25,518. Kamara Senior Musini F. Alka votes obtained 24,317. Piano David G. Reed DPPL votes obtained 4,653. Polly Alexander N. RNC votes obtained 3,945. Kuyate Sheikh A. LFN votes obtained 4,665. Unity Sarah Bestwood All votes obtained 3,295. Tweeder William Weir DNA votes obtained 10,140. Turner Joshua Tom MLP votes obtained 9,041. We are George Manning CDC votes obtained 747,578. Total valid votes 1,712,821, constituting 100%. Total invalid votes 105,719. Total votes 1,818,540.
Distinguished colleagues, this is a two-faced issue.
This is a critical issue in this country, and we must stand up and speak the truth. Because for you to use the fact that prior to printing, it means you already telling me print, but before you print, come back to me.
There is nothing in that paragraph that indicated that money should be printed.
The essence of this exercise, the essence of this exercise is to know the facts. Everybody will have the opportunity to ask questions if you so desire.
Legislative honor. That's in October of 1916. Today is National Decoration Day in Liberia. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening from wheresoever you're following us. Welcome to another edition of the program, The Freedom Hub. Imagine on a holiday, absolutely no holiday for us here. That is the profession we've gotten ourselves into. We are committed to it because of you who are always following us and trusting in us to deliver those rightful information that you deserve. And so on today's edition of the program, my name is Hagar Gonda. And as well on this national holiday here, I'm going to be giving away 4,000 Liberian dollars to the first 200 persons that will play. I'm saying this, trust me, between now to 6 o'clock, the first 200 persons that will play, I'm going to be giving you 4,000 Liberian dollars each. And I will be here tonight again at 10 o'clock. But let's start up now. So too many things happening. The living condition of Liberians are fast deteriorating. Though we expected and anticipated that upon the election of Ambassador Joseph Boakai and the likes of the Unity Party officials, hey, Liberia was going to become a paradise. But we have had a shift in paradigm since October, let's say November 16, right? Yeah. Or November 17, when the information or the release, the press conference that was held by the National Elections Commission that led Liberians to crying all around here while some were jubilating. Things have changed. As we speak now in River G County, a gallon of gasoline is being sold there for not less than 2,000 Liberian dollars. And while in Maryland County is being sold for 2,400. Scratch car is pushing around 350 there in the southeastern part of Liberia. Too many things. And in Grand Cape County, our reporter is reporting to us that the price of basic commodities, including the chicken feed, and other things that you can normally go to buy, food stuff and things, the price is increasing. Some are blaming it on the outage of the Liberia Electricity Corporation. Currently has become more unstable, even though we have had it being unstable of recently some years now, but this year is becoming worsening. And so yes, these plus many more we will dive into conversation about a possible vice presidential running mate to the vice president now, who is anticipating, who has a high expectation of becoming Liberia's next president under less than 6 years. That is something they are anticipating, especially he along with the supporters. And even some hierarchy from the Unity Party have started negotiating, having conversations with the vice president, current vice president, Jeremiah Makun. Some are saying, hey, in case of any reason or anything, when the president is incapacitated, or God forbid, when the worst case scenario happened, yes, we think it is possible or it's necessary that you carry this person from this county and carry this person from this county. Why from the CDC too? Some are trying to default and take political sabbatical. Not sabbatical, I would say, but political transfer. They have started negotiating also with Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn that in case of any worst case scenario, before the people of Lofa County think that it was the making of people from Nimba or the Nimbayans to ensure that they produce a president, you have to pick somebody from Nimba. Or not Nimba, but you have to pick somebody from Lofa County. This conversation and more are continuing behind the scene. And as we lay our hands on those pieces of information, trust and believe that we will and we must, as per our oath to office and our oath to our country, we must inform you about them. So between now until 6 o'clock, we will be talking about more. All you have to do is to keep following us. And if you're following me live, yes, play the Freedom Cash giveaway if you're using your Lone Star Cell NTM number. Just dial *799#, enter 11 as an option for Freedom FM. So you dial the *799#, and you okay. When you okay the call, it will load like the way when you buy your mobile money it is. It will load for a few seconds. And when it open, select option number 11 for Freedom FM. Just enter reply and dial 11 number. And yes, you are good to go. Stand a chance on this Wednesday, Decoration Wednesday. Win $4,000 Liberian dollars. That is our own way of contributing to you as you mourn the death of your loved one. So we're taking this big break. Crime Stoppers Liberia is proud to be associated with Freedom Hub. When we come back after Crime Stoppers, hey, trust us. We'll kickstart today's conversation. We will be placing calls across the country to some of our correspondents to tell us the current happenings in terms of the living condition of Liberians since January 22nd, 2024.
There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you will report it. Don't take law in your hand, call the right authority. Well, it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see you must talk it. I mean you cheche, you wait for your safety. If you see don't keep it, you must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stoppers Liberia is proud to be associated with Freedom Hub right here on Freedom 87.9. So yes, good afternoon to you, good evening, good morning from wheresoever you're following us from. Yes, this is Freedom Hub, and we here on this frequency and on this program up to later at 6 o'clock. So too many things happening. Today is National Decoration Day in Liberia, where Liberians will use the time to go out and decorate the graves of their loved ones, past heroes and heroines. So that is what it is. That is where we are today. So as you go about mourning the death of those heroes and heroines, is our own way of saying, hey, let's take solace in the Lord, because the Lord that gave it is the same one who take it. So whatever the case is, you just have to go, man. Most peaceful manner, just go clean the grave of your loved one, leave from there and go home and rest. You can even sit and just or sit down sometimes and think on those good old days that you and the person, that special person, when you were together, what it was like. Whether it was your mother, your father, your partner, whatever it was, whoever it was, yes, just take up the time and sit and think about that person. And the best thing you can do is what the person wanted out of you. What some of the good things that the person wanted, the pieces of advice that those people used to give you, or that person used to give you during their time at life. Sit down and think about it, and tell yourself, no, I don't have to make these people shame. I can be doing this. I can make that person shame, and you use that to motivate yourself. Tell yourself, I can make it. And so, because of the piece of advice that my mother gave me before she left this earth, I will have to keep pushing, because everything I do is going to have a trickle down effect negatively on his or her name. So yes, though the person, you will say the person is dead and gone, but anything you do now, people will say, oh, like the person child, and it will not goes well for that. The image of the person, especially some of those people who fought all through their lives to ensure that they provide a better living condition for you as a child, or maybe as somebody related or connected to them. So yes, as you go about celebrating or maybe observing the observing the decoration day, is always good that you just sit and think about the good things, the good old days, the pieces of advice, and all those things. So yes, let me try right here to place a call to my colleague, my media colleague there in River G County. He's not. Let me see whether he's for me. Yeah, that place over there. Okay, so Nat is currently on the line from, I'm sure, River G County, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, Nat, good afternoon. You live on Freedom Hub.
Okay, yeah, thanks a lot for putting me through on Freedom Radio.
Okay.
It is my pleasure actually joining you, and thanks to those of our brothers and sisters following from that part of the country.
today is National Decoration Day. How are people in River G County observing it this afternoon or since this morning up to where we are now?
Okay, well, you got it right. As you may be aware, this is a national holiday. And of course, it's a sad moment for every one of us Liberians because one way or the other, we have lost other personalities, so much dear to our hearts. So as I speak right now, people have been attending the burial cemetery within Fishtown, River G County, and other parts of the area. So others now homes, they have just returned from those areas where they have their people, buried at the time. So I mean, they been so sad, and of course they managed to still do what they're supposed to do.
Now, pushing away from the conversation about National Decoration Day, you are a resident of River G County, and you've been in River G County for a couple of years now. I'm sure you witnessed the George Weah administration, 6 years in office. You saw that in River G County, comparing it with the inception of the Unity Party government since January 22nd. We are pushing now. Today is the 13th of March. What's happening in River G County? Let's look at firstly the living condition of citizens of River G County over the last 6 years, comparing it now to at least a month or two in office of President Joseph Newman Boakai. Let's start off first with the first 2 months each. Well, how was it like doing WEA's for first 2 months in office and now the Joseph Boakai administration?
Well, I must actually applaud you for this question. And I think many of our Liberians are willing to hear from us this afternoon. Basically, to admit, for every new government that comes to power, there are a lot of things that need to actually change before even things get on the right path. So now when it comes to the Weah-led government, though things was like very much difficult for the very first time, like the first 3 months, and even though things were difficult, but at least the issue of prices were not to the way we are experiencing it for now. So, like for instance, let's come to the issue of gasoline. Gasoline was not at that level now to what we're calculating it now. It's about $1,120.
What was the price of gasoline in the latter part of Weah's administration before you could leave office? What was the price of gasoline? And now what's the price there?
Yeah, the major increase during Weah regime was $950.
So all through the 6 years, the highest people in my River G County bought gasoline for was at least $950 per gallon.
Definitely.
And what's the current price?
The current price right now in River G is $1,120. That means you have to pay for gasoline for $280 per point.
Okay. Is it 1,100 and what?
And $20.
$1,120 for a gallon of gasoline. This is dry season. Let's go to other commodities.
Now let's come to the issue of rice. Rice, though, for the first first 2 months in their regime, things was like a bit difficult also. But then rice could not really exceed 4,200.
Okay.
The major price for rice at the time was like $3,500 Liberian.
$3,500 Liberian dollars. That we can say was in line with at least Monserrado and other parts of Monserrado.
Yeah. So then, but for now, as I speak to you, with reality, we are now purchasing rice for about 4,300, 4,400.
4,400 for a bag of 25 kg rice in River G County. I want you to be independent about this. Are you serious of what you're telling us?
I'm very serious, and even let me just say it for free. Like before, they had a summer crop of rice, which was $50 Liberian.
Yeah, they want to get quite a kidney beans crop where the people can sell the rice in.
Yeah, but the one to us here was like, the real crop they were using. But for now, people are purchasing another crop from Monrovia that is being made, handmade.
Okay.
This crop, when you see it, is like, deep graphic plastic. That's the sample that crop is in right now.
Okay.
And that crop is very little, and it cannot even, Natalia speaking, cannot even maintain it for a day. And I'm eating that cup of rice. So I have to maybe make it 1 or 2, 3 before I know that.
And how much is that single cup being sold for?
Just $50 Liberian.
Wow. So,
50 Liberian dollars.
And so one thing again, the issue of scratch card is one essential thing that people will always want, because now you have to call and other things. What's the price of scratch card in the county? Because in Monserrado here is $220.
Okay, for scratch cards, don't sell scratch cards usually $250.
Okay.
That's the cost for scratch cards.
Okay. But not this is dry season we are in here. Though some at times expect that the price of commodities in the southeastern part of Liberia will be high. But they will always anticipate that during the rainy season, and we are in dry season. What do you think is the cause for the high increase in the price of basic commodities in the country?
Well, others they say it is because of the manner in which people get their business or their businesses.
Which is obvious.
We that on this side, our people usually goes to Africa because we're not too far from this place. So they usually go there to go and purchase their goods. So according to them, the increase of goods in that area and the kind of transportation they pay to get there have led them to increasing these commodities, their prices. So these are things that actually bring about the lot of inflation we try to experience now.
The issue of road, the issue of the road in the county from River G to maybe should we talk about Monserrado and nearby counties? Let's look at it. How is the road condition like? Though the current president said at least the first 100 days in office, car will not get stuck in any part of the country. We are still anticipating that. But currently, what's the condition of the roads in the country?
Well, the road here, the paved road now we had is from River G up to Maryland County.
Okay.
And even as far going to the border point here. And that's the paved road we had. So, though there are other rules according to what we have gathered under construction, that since we have now gone there to verify ourselves, so we cannot actually include that in our report. But then, basically, we have a very paved road from River G to Maryland County, so quota we are enjoying here.
Don't honor whose administration?
It was during the regime of former president, and then partly too as well, the regime of Madam Ellen Johnson Sedley also.
So it started in early regime, it ended in Wia's regime.
Definitely. So these are the two regimes we have enjoyed the role for.
Are you aware of how much thousand Liberians are paying from River G to maybe Maryland or from River G to Monserrado?
Well, for the transportation aspect, like I said, the more the increase in gasoline, the more prices increase also.
Okay.
So people are now paying $2,500 just to get to Maryland County. Yeah, that's the amount of money.
2,500 from River G to Maryland County. How many hours are you talking about?
Something like 1 hour 30 minutes.
Okay, 90 minutes on motorbike, right? Motorbike.
Yeah, sure.
And then from River G to Monrovia, you aware of that?
From River G to Monrovia, even let's just begin from River G to Gantor, because it's one of the major challenges we have here. So people are now paying $20,000 just so that they can have you posted to Gantor, and then you find your way from Gantor to Monrovia.
Is it 20,000? Is it 20,000 from River G to Gantor?
Yeah, 20,000. The least amount you might be paying will be around 17,000.
Like seriously, wow. So if I want to go River G and come back, I should be thinking about 40,000, which is 200 United States dollars.
Definitely, you should really stand strong to come this side.
And addresses we're talking about during the rainy season, the price can remain constant or a change.
There are changes, my brother. Just imagine. The first thing the psychologist will be telling you that if I carry my motorbike there, I will have to change bearing, I'll change the other one and other stuff. These are things they'll be telling you.
So what's the expectation of the people there in River G now? Some of them, though they voted for Wia, but at least a couple of them voted for Boakai. And what are they telling you? What are you hearing as a media person? What's the expectation? What was the expectation and what is it now for them?
Well, for expectation, everybody can now go one side.
You're right about that.
Yeah. So others are saying that the Weah regime was better than what now we are into.
Why we can't wait for the 400 days before we start talking about that one, man?
Yeah, so right now the librarian, so that's just how they do that thing.
Okay.
And then others said change is on the way coming.
Okay, change is on the way. So they say dry door sweep, but why will it eat until the door get dry now?
I'm telling you.
Okay.
So they said change is on the way coming.
All right now.
But then so people have to be patient and they will not just see everything being smooth. You must first all understand the way development comes in. So that's the coverage a lot of people had.
All right. Now, thank you. It was nice that you picked our call here on the Freedom Hub.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate and hope that I can rejoin you guys next time.
Okay, thank you so much. He's Nathaniel Nate there in River-Gee County, filling us in. You listen to him. He is an independent journalist there, covering, working for, I think, Voice of River-Gee or something in River-Gee County. And yes, that is what it is. Liberians' expectation are high. It was high prior to the election when they overwhelmingly voted for the government. They expected things. They expected changes, and this is where we are now. You listen. You said the price of gasoline have increased. At least during Weah's administration, gas did not cross 900 or 950, but where we are now, gas. The price of gasoline in our country now have crossed to far above what we anticipated, what they anticipated, I should say. And so, yes, it was another day of another blunder at the level of the executive mansion here in Liberia, our executive mansion. And I told people always, don't always want to be overzealous of anything. Don't always do so. Every time you want to be overzealous of something, even though you know that you are still in your learning curve and you are not competent, or maybe you've not gotten okram or used to some system, then you want to act like you know it all. Then you become you start to make some slight mistakes that might become somehow detrimental to you and maybe your existence. As I will always say, today again, the Executive Mansion Press Club, the Executive Mansion Press, when the president was, I don't know what, he was touring some parts of the country today, especially Monrovia, paying respect to past leaders of the country, especially the fallen ones. And this was the caption used on the Executive Mansion the Executive Mansion Facebook page. This was the caption used. It says, His Excellency President Joseph Newman Boakai and His Excellency President Joseph Newman and Deputy Minister for Administration, Ministry of State, walk towards the grave of ex-President Joseph Newman Boakai. You see the kind of mistakes you see how in your season. This is what happens when you have too much hate for individual, when you have too much hate. That's why I can always tell you, I say, for me, frankly speaking, I can't hate anybody for any reason. If I know that I'm angry with you based on something that you did to me that I ain't like, the best thing I can do, I will just easily walk away from you and give you the chance to be free. And I'm lonely. That is who I am. But whenever you decide to hate somebody, then you will hate the person and you will start pushing God to punish you. And that's how life is. When you start to hate somebody, then you will start pushing and getting yourself. Because the first thing is, once you start hating Hagar, it's you now who the burden is resting upon. For every time you see Hagar, you feel frightened, you feel somehow, so your spirit, the way you can normally be when Hagar is not around, when you see Hagar, your whole spirit will change. So whenever you start to hate people, every step, every moment, everything that you do, it becomes something that can start noticing changes and things. This is what happened to the Unity Party and the folks from or the Unity Party, even the now president. They came on board with the hate for a particular person who is George Weah and the surrounding and people around him. They lied to the Liberian people. They said everything that they had to say at that time to get power. Though they were pushing with all what they were pushing for, they never thought that they could ascend to where they are today. And that is why you see them making some slack mistakes. Even in appointments, nominations, they are misplacing people. These were the very folks who sat and said, Weah was a political novice. He knew nothing about politics. So giving him the country was the worst thing that Liberians ever did. And yes, they fought Weah from day one in office up to last day in office. And even outside of politics, even in his private life, they are pushing to ensure that Liberians can stone him to death. So that is why you will see them every day by day. They try to craft and find new ways and means through which they can push the citizens against Weah. And today, because of that, they are making mistakes. They are taking a bunch of incompetent people, putting them to lucrative and position of trust in this country, and they are making mistakes that is every day by day is damaging the reputation of our country and belittling our presidency every time. Whenever you want to override, you override and it becomes some way terrible for even you who doing it. That's why sometimes when friends see me, the time they expecting me to be happy, I am not happy the way they will be expecting me to be happy. I am not. Because I can always tell people, the other day my friends and I were going out, and every one of them, yes, we had our battle, we're doing things, but my way of doing things was different. And a friend of mine who I carry saw me and asked, but why are you behaving? He said, because I'm here, you're behaving different today. I said, no, that's not the case. That is who I am always. Whenever I'm around my friends, I'll try to put up a bit of, at least if all of us, or all of them getting, maybe drinking one or two bottles, at least let me be there and be drinking the water, so that I can be the person who, in case of any form of any danger tomorrow, I can be able to save them and say, hey, we should not be doing this. We should not go this route. So whenever you see people, group of people always happy, they sit together, you find sometimes you can find things that are not supposed to happen. So that is why at least one person is supposed to be there and get tired of it and put up that self-defense. Just put up a way of a form that you will be sitting and prepare for anything that will come, so that you can be able to elect your friends. That is what it should be. Unity Party, guys. We told people we don't hate anybody. This morning I went to buy a scratch card, and I wanted the $1 scratch card. I actually wanted to buy $5 card. But then the guy who was selling the card, he said he could not give, if I give the $5, I will still have to add money. So it was like I was buying a card now, $1. So I asked him how much for $1. He said $2.50 for, or let's say $2.20 for card. So $2.20 for card, and I bought 5 cards. I bought $5 cards. So I had to pay, it's $1,100 I had to pay this morning. So scratch card price have increased. Price of commodities and basic commodities. You know, we are took over as part of his first maybe 10-15 days in office. What he thought to do was to ensure that the price of basic commodities like the chicken feed, and when he said it, people made music out of it. It was sounding funny. But these are things that the common man who don't even have time for LEC, the common man who don't get TV to a house, the common man who don't go to bathroom before you complain about LEC, he don't get current to a house. The common man can live, but he will not live without food. So every morning he will leave and go in the market to buy food. So if you are making decision, the decision should be a decision that at least will have a positive impact on the lives of those commoners, people who stood in the sun, who stood under the rain to vote you. But today, our government is not taking decision to ensure that the lives of the commoners are improved or their lives are transformed, but they are taking decision because they want to push, like I said, push Liberians against George Weah so that they can stone him to death. It is not happening. I was telling somebody last night, I told the person, I said, if Ambassador Bwaka and President Bwaka, if he's somebody, right, who got this country at heart, who came on board to ensure that the mere statement that was just being made, rescue. If you are somebody who believes in the statement of rescuing Liberians, a first topmost priority now should be, let's try to reconcile with this George Weah, bring George Weah on board. But for every time you're trying to push George Weah, push the citizens against George Weah, you want to prove that what George Weah did was wrong, becoming president was the worst thing that Liberians ever did. Then every time you try to push in this kind of form, you always put the citizens against you, because day by day now it's becoming glaring that George Weah is popular more than even the president. Just on today, George Weah left to go to his mother's grave and decorate the place. Ambassador Bwaka, on the other hand, he was touring on Central Street and other places around. When people noticed where George Weah was, as soon as people started going live, the place that George Weah was became overcrowded. And where the president now was in Central Street, you could see people booing him and terming him as me person. So for every time you want to prove that Liberians made mistake by electing George Weah, you continue to push them against you. Now in this country, we don't go anywhere without calling crowd. Just one person realized that we are all there. Just a car can park. He get that from there. The whole area is crowded. So you see you see how things is happening, and that is why I told the president, I said, this is the right time that Ambassador Bwaka bring George Weah on board to ensure that at least Liberians will say, or people who support George Weah will say, yes, our leader is on this side. So we will help to push the side that he's on. This is our country. Let's do it away. But for every time you want to prove like you so much hate George Weah, then you're getting yourself wrong, and you pushing point that you're making Liberians to even want to get you off now. It's wrong. You cannot be doing this to our country, even though you came on the mattress of rescue, arrest, and rescue. You came, you won, you have ascended to the position that you fought for. During the course of campaign, things were said, we did things, we made statements and things. But at the point at which we are now, what we should be pushing for is the interest of our country, Liberia, instead of pushing division and other things. Like I said the last time, since Ambassador Bwaka and the Unity Party legs took over in this country, all they have done was to push, or is to continue to push and make it look like what all the things that George Weah did in the country was wrong. That is why even all of the government appointees that have taken over, every time their first line of statement is that the payroll was increased. We have to do this to reduce it. The payroll was increased. Even yesterday, we listened to the Civil Service director. You heard him what he said. So the only thing they can do, the only thing they are trying to do now is to ensure that those who got employed under George Weah are removed, so that at least they can start to start maybe the way they want them being and start laughing at them. And the fact is, I can always tell anybody, even those people who will be removed, as those citizens or those Weahians who were competent or who are competent, who are qualified to serve the very position they are serving, even those of them that will be removed, they will be replaced with Unity Party partisans. So that whole thing again, you're hearing them saying, oh, Civil 7 this, the Civil 7 the road, blah 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 blah. It's just something that they are just saying it to push at people. They are just saying this to push and get at people who they believe got their appointment to George Weah. So since George Weah is not a person who, when he came to power, he said he maybe put down people and dismiss people because of their political alignment. So because of that, they said no, for them their own case is different. For them, all they want to do is, once you wore the red beret, once you wore the red beret, you should be dismissed. So it's becoming terrible. the more you get to push at George Weah, the more you got you hate at George Weah, the more you push Liberians against you. And then what it will do to you is it will get you distracted where the work of the people for which you were elected, you will not be able to do it. Already the people you're bringing on board, many of them have low knowledge of the position, especially some of those new people you bring on board. They have little or no knowledge on the position in which you are appointing or nominating them. But yet you still want to use the little time that you've got. You want to use it to foil one person and push. And what really you want to prove in this case? Have you started campaigning for 2029? This is something terrible. And Ambassador Bwaka, we can always say that I will always say this to you. We don't in any way hate you. It happened to Senator Johnson. We advised him during the course of the campaign. We said we put forward recommendations and suggestions to him. He did not listen. And now he has reached a point of regret. And now is when he can tell some of us, he say, yeah, if I'm going to listen to you, I'm not to where we are not to where we are. We're not talking about what we're talking about. So when we come and sit here, take up our time. Today is Decoration Day. I should be out with family and things. Or even if I ain't got nothing to do, if I ain't got no grave to clean, I should just be around my family so we can sit and share fun, remember those good old days. At least so I can see my mom can show me my small time picture and we laugh about it. We share fun. We share what we get to do, what we have in our house to share. But today, we take it to come and sit just to ensure that we can provide you recommendation. We can say this. We can make suggestion to you. But you instead say, you're too big to listen. You're too old. You got experience. You educated. You this, you that. So you can listen. And you are every day by day making slack mistakes. And is leading to the downfall, the added downfall of your government. You still president, but your communication team from this executive mansion calling you former president. I don't know what they say here. They say, I come let me look for you. Let me look for you and call it for you. Just coming in here. So this was the caption today at the executive mansion when the president was touring Maserado. Let's say I know from Wepley from the Center Street Gray out to where. The caption there was His Excellency President Joseph Newman and Deputy Minister for Administration, Ministry of State walk towards the grave of ex-President Joseph Newman Boakai. It's obvious that you will not find it there now. If you go on Executive Mansion website, you will not find it because the correction has been made. Or something that when you do it, when you read something, you can go there and rectify the mistake. So you see it there, right? I'm sure for some of you who are reading from the screen, because I'm showing this on the screen, for some of you who are reading from the screen, you will have it coming from the opposite end because I'm facing the phone to the camera, so you have it coming from the opposite end. It says His Excellency President Joseph Newman and Deputy Minister for Administration, Ministry of State walk towards the grave of ex-President Joseph Newman Boakai. So, they can say fat comes to joke. And Mr. President, you have to, at this point, start to rethink and know those people that you got around you and know and understand who they are to you. You have to start to rethink because the very conversation that those people can sit behind you and have, that they won't God is using them. God is using them to put out their plans towards you. They think as we speak, Mr. President, there are people having conversation on you being out of this government. They are planning already what will be their next action. Who should become vice president? In Grand Bassa County, Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence is pushing because she's the pro-tem. So if there is any cause for impeachment, she will reside over it. Because the vice president will not want appear like he doing it to you. So it will be like that the senators doing it to you. So Senator Yomli Kanga will preside over any plan to impeach you as president. And God forbid, in the worst case, in case they are thought about your health, in case they say you will not make it, you die. begging, looking for friendship now to ensure that, yeah, they can start making things smooth with the vice president. And one thing that for me, I believe, let me say for a fight, yeah, I believe that the people call their fight, or that person, that person called their request to ensure that Lothian are given the vice presidential position in case of anything, in case of any worst case scenario. The reason why I believe in that is because the very person served as Ways, Means and Finance Chair when then Senator Kun, or let's say then Representative Kun from Nimba, was the vice chair on Ways, Means and Finance. So you see how it appears like it's becoming more terrible by the day. And Mr. President, the best you can do is to just sit and at least the best you can do is to sit and listen to some of the things that we said and say here. We are saying these things for your own good, Mr. President. So where do you think, where in your right mind, where you think somebody you living, you still serving as vice president, but somebody is doing a caption that will be widely followed, and the person referring to you as late. Mr. President, if you think there has been no conversation about that, you think it will ever go into surface, because they say what the man can think about. Devin left, they say Devin left last night about some of the things that the people can say that what God you're using them to just put out in your face. Mr. President, don't see this as just a political propaganda against you. Don't see the caption today on the Executive Mansion website, though it was corrected, it was removed, but don't see it as just a mere propaganda. See this, do an investigation, if possible, dismiss people or suspend people until they can answer to this. Under George Weah's regime, all the time George Weah served as president in the country, it was not one day the Executive Mansion made a kind of reckless mistake. It was not one day. Even though the current president who's serving as minister, let's say, or head of communication, always say, or presidential press secretary, even though the president who's serving as presidential press secretary to you claim that she's educated, claim that she's a fighter and all of these things, but this is what she's posting on platform that is widely followed by international partners. The very people you're going to beg for money, that the thing they're posting for the people to see, why you say living, they are calling you, they are saying the grave of ex-president. So why you living, you are ex-president. And in fact, they have even killed you in their mouth. Mr. President, you have to be careful with your surrounding. We are saying this at this early stage, you have to be careful with your surrounding. And the people you really think are against you, like some of us who say and say these things, are not the people who are against you. The people you think maybe want to see your downfall are not those who they really are. Or are not what they really are. Like you can portray them in your mind. Mr. President, the people who want to see you fall, the people who want to lead to ensure that at least you maybe today, if they have the will, they don't even want to see your existence, are the very people around you. They are all greedy for power. The very people around you are very greedy for power. And you must be careful with them. Some of us, we don't want to reach to a point where we say, Ego, if we knew, we would have said this before, even though we started seeing it, but we kept it to ourselves. No, we don't want to be that kind of people. We don't want to reach that point. That is why when we see it, even though it is something, our lives are involved. Our lives, all of us here who sit and say these things, our lives involved. But we muster the courage with no fear for our lives. We sit and say these things to you because we don't want to reach to a point of regret. And if God gave a message to his messenger and that messenger refused to carry God's message, then he gets punished for his failure to carry God's message. It happened to Jonah. That is why when these things happening, we sit and say it to you. Mr. President, you know how many times people can take phone, they call us, they say, my man, I think I can be saying, you be careful with your lives. Even my sister can always, as a caring mother, My sister, when she call, she will always say, my son, y'all be careful. Every time she quiet, she will say, y'all be careful. These are people who believe that when we say, though what we say here are the truth, but because people know that we're putting their secret outside, they will haunt our lives. So because of that, they always caution us to be protective of our lives. And our family will sit and be afraid. My mother can always call me. She say, hey, God, people can be calling me, saying this thing, oh, I beg you, be careful. All of these things. But you think my one life, if my one life will have to go so that the right thing can be done for my country to be liberated, I will not regret. If my one life, the life that I live today, if somebody will have to take my life only because I'm saying the right thing, and at least if I say that right thing, the person I will say it to, if they will listen to me and take the advice and ensure that even if I am dead and gone, the message that I preach, what I fought for, or what I died for, can come to pass, and I will not regret my death. And let me say this: I'm deliberate about what I'm saying. I will not regret, because once my country can be liberated, people come. You know how many persons, you know how many generations after have faced the same old problem only because some people are afraid to say and talk. Some people say their pockets to politicians. You know how many persons? But today, some of us, even at our youthful age, at this young age, people have branded us. They have seen us as their enemy because they believe their evil deeds. We are putting it outside to people, and so now they are seeing us as enemies. But we don't care. Mr. President, all the things that people can be saying, me, I can tell anybody for a fire, anywhere I go, I'll ask anybody. What are the first things somebody can even see me to their office to beg or say maybe I'm taking phone to call them. Any official of government, I will tell you, say, oh yeah, Hagar called me. They will not tell you, say, Hagar called me because he wanted to ice or maybe something that he heard about me, he wanted to ice. But nobody will tell you, say, Hagar called me to beg me for this. I am not one beggar. I ain't get it, but I'm not a beggar. I always try to live according to my standard, and why I can go and get myself involved into extra things. So we can sit here and say these things so that our country can get better from our recommendation, our little things that we say here. We don't say because we hear somebody want to push or maybe just create animation. Why would I be creating animation for people or with people around here? I don't do so. I don't think about that. I'm one friendly young person. The only thing is I move by spirit. My spirit tell me what my spirit will put in me about somebody, but how I get to make friends. So if you think your money man, you did, you that once my spirit not tell you, I can say it for a fight. I can always say it here. Mr. President, you should be calling those people working at the executive mansion, the press team, the press department. You should be calling them for questioning. Why are you leaving? They're referring to you as ex-president. Why are you leaving? And they're saying deceased. They're referring to you as somebody who have died. They're late. Mr. President, if you think they have never started to talk about this, or their thought is nowhere around that, you think they will be saying that? People can normally say fat comes to joke, that the fight there they're putting out. But if you see as one mere political propaganda, it will be at your detriment. Only because I Hagar saying it, Hagar with Freedom FM, and you can normally say Freedom FM at George Weah Station. So it's not important to you. It will reach to a point where it will be late. And we don't pray for that. There are too many things that Liberians elected you for. They entrusted you with power because they believe that you will liberate them. You will liberate this country. You will ensure that they have a better living condition. It is far above or setting up asset recovery team or issuing executive order. It is far above removing people from tenure position, going to court, doing their own hoarding and putting when the government is supposed to be running. The reason Liberians elected you is far above that. Liberians elected you because you felt, you said George Weah, it was because of George Weah that Liberia was dirty. Now, why you said it was because of George Weah that Liberia was dirty. But today, even after Liberians have elected you, you serving as president, you've appointed somebody who will say, and I can tell, I told you, I say, those people weren't sure about taking on state power. And that is why you find them now fighting and trying to even start thinking where they will start from. You got one guy there too who applied for job to he applied for the position of Monrovia City mayor job. He applied for the position, right? And today he don't even know where to start from. I thought before your application said you started preparing, you started making connections so that in a position where you that kind of thing when you're making plan in life, or when you want to do anything in life, make plan. So that when you make plan, it can put you on the right path and you can move within time and know how to do things and when to do things. For example, when I was coming up, I told myself, I say, I will not have child until I reach certain stage and status in life. And successfully, God helped me because that was what I planned. So God saw it as my thought. He said, commit your words unto the Lord and your thoughts shall be established. When I said these things to myself, God said, yes, since that's the case, that's what he wants. I will establish it. And today, I'm prepared now. I said, now is the time that I want child. So what I started doing is to start preparing for even the woman who will born that child, to start preparing for the woman and the unborn child. You know, to tell you how prepared I am, or how open-minded I have decided to do this. I've said, in case it is twins, I'm saying this, in case it is twins, I am preparing for twins as well. Even though I want one for now, but I'm saying because God can give it, God can decide what to give. So even though it is, let me prepare for twins to tell you how prepared I am only saying this to tell you that anything you do on this earth, you should prepare yourself well. People apply for a job in this government. Some of them were living in the States. They were living in America that they got nothing to show in this country. All of what they did in the US, some of them, they are not even able to go back because of their clandestine thing. And even people from the US who they call their friends cannot even entrust them with a cent because of the way they lived and lavished their life when they were in the States. And today, because of that name America, or the name America or diaspora Liberians, they came today, they've gotten lucrative position. It is when they are even thinking on where to start from. Monrovia is getting dirty by the day by day. Monrovia is getting dirty and nothing is happening. You can't even see MCC truck. Even the PCC, you can't see their truck. Even though before your fought George Weah, you said George Weah, it was because of George Weah that Monrovia was dirty. Painesville was dirty. Other cities around Liberia were dirty. But today, after you've been inaugurated, your government is running. Nothing is being done to ensure that Monrovia is clean. Even though you say Liberians were living below the standard of life, and it was because of George Weah that was happening. Today you have gotten power and nothing is happening. The lives of Liberians are even going worse and worse and worse by the day. So is it really that you people were not really sure that you're doing the thing just for mere bluff? Were you people really think? Were you people really serious about holding or getting the power your guy here today? Or you thought Joshua was going to be the one West African leader who even if you win, he was steal the election from you? Like, why you ever thought? Because that is just what you're portraying the entire presidency, the entire governance of the country. Like just why you're making it to look like you are not sure. It's just like one man who tell the guy say you want to get, even though he had, he thought that the girl, he believed that when he approached that girl, the girl will not agree. Then he look at the girl and tell the girl he want to get, then to his surprise, the girl agree. Then it's when now he start to prepare himself to even start buying clothes, to start bluffing, to start looking for money, to even give full money to that girl or take care of the girl. So that is just how the entire thing about the Unity Party under Joseph Boakai, the whole thing that the presidency looking at. People are being misplaced. People are coming with hate. They don't even know where to start from. They are complaining. The very thing they saw from afar, they sat from the bench, they saw it. The very thing they complain about, even on the few where they have the power to make change, they are not utilizing the power, but they're still sitting and complaining. We are damaged the country. We are this to the country. Why, since we are there, why you can't start to put the broken pieces together, run the country, move the country? You are in the driver's seat. So let's stop the complaint. The reason we got in the sun, we got under the ring in this country was to ensure that we transform the lives of Liberians. That's why we call ourselves Rescue Mission. So you've gotten the power, you've gotten the position, rescued Liberians because you knew all the ways and means through which you could rescue Liberians. That's why you fought for it. You got it now, no need again to complain. Prepare always before you do things. Instead of you looking at the governance of the country, instead of you looking at the governance structure, looking at the governance structure of the country, you're not doing it, but you instead looking at and fighting people for position. You're fighting people for little things. You're fighting people every day by day, doing things, and some of them are not even necessary. Even if they are important, that should be, or you should wait at least maybe 1-2 years when your plans for Liberians, when their lives are improving, when their living conditions are improving, then you start to target other areas that you see as your priorities. I'm not saying I'm not supporting War Crimes Code, but how important is War Crimes Code to the alleviation of Liberians from poverty? How important it is now? Or because you're hungry, you want money. So America tell you, say they will give you money, so you just go for it. Because you say you can dance with the devil, you can do anything. Is this where we are? Have we reached that far? Is this the point at which we are now? How important it is. Some of the things, some of the actions you're taking, how important it is. Even though you are making statements like price of this should come down, this should be reduced, this should be reduced, you have made those statements and it is not having any trickle-down impact or effect on the lives of Liberians. You don't see it important to ensure that it happened. Say you say rest price you reduce and you have not reduced, you not see it important to ensure that you set up a task force that will ensure that rest price is reduced and every business owner will adhere to that. You're not doing that, but you instead setting up a task force to recover asset because you feel like every car that somebody driving in this country is for the government. Only the government can buy cars. Only the government can buy big cars. So you will take 1, 2, 3 years, 4 years fighting people, looking for running behind people. You forget about the main reason for which you got elected by Liberians. You forget about it. Then tomorrow, campaign time, maybe if God give you the strength, you won't give another flimsy excuse. We are took over from this country. We are took over as president of this country. Even though you said he knew nothing about politics, he got things running from the very initial day that he got inaugurated as president. We are ensured on the night of his inauguration, we are ensured that at least 30 to 40% of his cabinet was set up. And we are denied in his first 1 month in office as president without fully setting up his cabinet. But today, from January 22nd to where we are today, we are pushing to nearly 9 days to make it 2 months. But the entire country, the cabinet is not set up. You made nomination, senators fighting it, they pushing, even up to now as we speak. Some officials, some people you nominated, they have not gone for confirmation because your own people fighting it. and they are threatening you, so you feel intimidated, you scared. And so the appointment of those people, or the nomination of those people, have come to a standstill. So they will sit and the country that position is supposed to be working in and making decisions on behalf of the country and the citizens. That position will just remain there only because your own people fighting among themselves. So you see where you're leading our country to. You see how things is like, Mr. President. You see how the people planning for you, as early as it is, the very people you're appointing today. Watch George Weah. Learn from the mistakes of Weah. Look at what people did to Weah. The very people that he trusted, even up to now, the very people that can leave from the UCDC, they come to you. You said you have behind the scene conversation. Look at some of them today. Think about how Weah treated them as his own children, his own people. Think about their betrayal towards Weah and put your life in order. And even you yourself, think about what you're doing to Senator Johnson. After you walk from place to place, you wine and dine with him. You spend the whole night with him. You call him almost every day. Today you got elected. The way you treated him, think about it and learn from that. Learn, Mr. President, learn from that. And know that people can betray people, and betrayal is serious. It is reality. You living, people wishing you death. You living, people referring to you as ex-president. You think, like I said, you think if they're not having any behind the scene conversation about that, it will come to the light. I wish it have come on where people watching from afar, people watching from every part of the world. Once you can go on the internet, see, like, bro, like the mansion website, you just go there on Facebook, you watch live what's happening. But somebody go there and wishing you there. They wish the same things, referring to you as ex-president. You don't see that as issue, Mr. President? This country will not burn, and we will sit, no matter how threatening it is to our life and our existence, we will sit here and make the rightful or recommendation to our leaders. And we believe that posterity is going to judge us. If you will not listen to us, we'll sit and say, we said these things before, you did not listen. If you listen to us and things are on the right path, we'll say, yes, we said this, and you listen, this is where we are. Whichever way you go, posterity is going to judge us. I can say this. I told people during the course of the campaign, I said, whichever way you will vote, some of us will walk in the community as proud people. Because if you vote Weah and he continue on the path at which he was on, if you vote Weah and he continue the path at which he was, we will sit and say, yes, we made this recommendation to you that you won't vote for Weah, you voted him, and this is what he's doing. We'll be proud. And if you vote Buckeye, and maybe what we see from afar start to happen, then we sit and say that we said these things to you, but you did not listen. This is where we are. And some of you have started to regret. The guy that I bought a scratch card from this morning, he is on Nimba by breath, by everything. He man and pie, everybody from Nimba. He was one of the lead campaigners for the Unity Party. He's a businessman. He was one of the lead campaigners in my community for Unity Party. He could do everything. When you go buy from him, you want political science, you all say that you want bring politics, everything. He said things. He encouraged people to vote for Bwaka. But you know what he told me today? It's like why you were telling us that you will when you're coming to enrich themselves. So to God, I'm saying this. I'm saying this, and I'm sincere. That sincere thing I'm saying here, not a crafted thing that people will say. The guy was brave to look in my face today and say, hey, God, my man, the thing I used to be saying, it's like that true where people, the minute you wanted to kind of enrich themselves, because even the decision they're taking, we're starting to get afraid. And these are things that people who supported you are now thinking. If I just take film and call somebody, then who can listen to the radio and make it look like maybe we are lecturing, let it talk about you, let it talk about the government so you can listen to them. People who elected you, who stood under the sun, who stood under the ring, who all the campaign that you call for that rain fell on those days, the people who stood under those rings, they are here today regretting. As early as it is, they are regretting, Mr. President. What are you doing to change those regrets? Are you still using your time to go after one person, George Weah, and his likes? Going after people who supported him, going after people who serve his government, even when there is no reason that you should go after them? People serving in any position that is guaranteed by law that you sat over. You were there as the president of the Senate. You sat there, you saw these things. You showed that those laws were passed. You honor your wash. Today you are disrespecting, you are violating those laws, and you acting that you not know it, but only because you hate people who supported Weah, you won't get them off your way. And I can tell you, I say that are the people who are your problem. Your problem are the people who you think supporting you. I told you after the campaign, after the election, I said that the first line of problem for this government will not be people that thinking like the CDC, people from the CDC. I told you, and I was clear about that, and that was just God I put in my spirit. And today it's becoming reality. The problem that you're starting to face are not people you're thinking maybe are against you. They are your own very people who supported you. They are your own very people who supported you. So that is why you should sit now and start to rethink. And say, even though those people were not supporting me before, but the things they were saying, some of them coming to pass. What can I do to ensure that, yeah, we change from this code? But whichever way you want to continue to brand us, continue to brand us. We are here, our country here. For some of us, we got nothing to lose. I can leave from here today, run across any part of the border. Once I cross, I can get out of the country. I'll be able to live a peaceful life in our country. I'm a young and energetic person who's willing, without pride, I'm willing to work. So I can leave from here and go anywhere. I will make life. But your image, your name, the name that you fought for, the repetition that you are talking about, 40 years, you work in government, you serve as this, you serve as that, you are experienced, you are this, you are a unifier, you are this. Mr. President, all those attributes about you, Liberians are beginning now to change them. First thing first is that they believe in now that you are nowhere around a unifier, because all of the actions and things are becoming to prove like you are witch hunting people. So your thought, the thing that people were thinking about you now, that you are a unifier, they are having a different thought about that. So the thing again, they're thinking that you could change Liberia. They are having, maybe from now to maybe the next 6 months, the minds and things about Liberians will think they will change. They will understand that you are nowhere around the person who's supposed to transform this country. And you know what it will do to you? It will fight you and your generation, you and your children, the people you will leave, even though you get Asian in your favor at any time, maybe you'll be rapping it. But people who will come after you, people who will use the black eye, they will start to get questioned by Liberians on the decision that you will take today. Are you listening to what we're saying, or are you using arrogance to think that we hate you? That is one reason I told people I never supported Senator Kun. People will say, oh, many friends and brothers and family, people who know me, on several occasions, they ask me, my man, you from Nimba, and not just being from Nimba, you are connected to some of those people within the Unity Party. You think it's necessary, you support them. You don't think it's important that you support those people so that at least it can get you close to the hand of power and authority. I told them, I said, no, that's not my fight. My fight here in this life is to ensure that the image of our country is protected. The image of our country, even Nimba, is protected. Because you know why? The election of Honorable Kun now as Vice President of Liberia under President Boakai, you know what it will do for us? You know what it will do to Nimbayans? In the worst case, where, God forbid, even through natural situation. The president, God forbid something happened to him. You know what will happen? The people from Lofa will think that Nimbayans killed their son because they wanted to produce president, because Senator Johnson said this thing, he made a statement. So they will believe that, that Nimbayans did it to our son because they won't produce president. So what it will do to me now is Hagar will not be able to leave from here to carry his Zaorogonda in Lofa County to campaign, because the people know that Zaorogonda are for Nimba name. So once you call it, people say, are you from Nimba? Yes. Then the next thing is, these are the people who killed our son because they wanted to produce president. So Hagar will not have the face now to leave from here to go to Lofa to campaign, to leave from here and go to maybe Bapolo to campaign, to leave from here and go to maybe Mike Gibby to campaign, and even Bassa to campaign, because the people believe Nimbayans they are greedy for power, they are anxious for power. Even though what happened to the president, God forbid, maybe if something, I'm just saying this now, even though it happened naturally, but people will say that's what we did. And we get questioned by that. And secondly, if for any reason, as it have started happening, if the government not keep focused and they fail the Liberian people, the people will say we gave you the opportunity to prove us, to help to change our lives, and never did it. That one will be the entire country now against Nimba. We gave you the opportunity, you don't do it, so you will not be able to do it again. These are reasons for which Aloka has said it was not necessary. I could support Jeremiah Kun if it was on Nimba face, that all Nimbayans where we can push this person and make him president. Say Nimba will produce president, then push Jeremiah Kun and make him president instead of passing through the shortcut. If it were that case, I would have campaigned for Senator Kun. Then Senator Kun, I'm my uncle. I'm gonna say this, I'm my uncle. Prince Howard, the Avino, Prince Howard best friend there, Prince Howard, I'm my mother, little brother. I can say this every day. So supporting Jeremiah Kun would have brought me close to power than where it is right now. Even though if we are going to win, I wouldn't have been close to we are, because we are know me, but sitting here to advocate for Liberians, it doesn't necessarily mean that we should have me as a friend or somebody who supported him now, or somebody who should benefit from him. Not everybody who say this thing can benefit. But some of us did it with our conscience. We did it for our country. And this is where we are now. And some of our fears, some of the things that we look at and we're afraid, so these things are becoming to happen. They are coming to pass. And if for any reason, God forbid, it come to pass, they remain like this under the next 6 years, then our fear now will be living. Our fear now will be reality. What will be fighting. So I'm taking this Crime Stoppers break. When we come back, Crime Stoppers is probably associated with Freedom Hub right here on Freedom 87.9. So I'm taking this break, and when I come back here, trust me, I'm going to go to the lines and pick your calls right here on the program. The Freedom Hub, the Wednesday edition right here, the 13th day of March 2024. Let's go for Crime Stoppers Liberia.
It's about music. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you know, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hands, only red authority. Really can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human target, and I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must part to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stoppers Liberia is proud to be associated with Freedom Hub right here on Freedom 87.9. And good afternoon to you. If you're just joining us, you can call us all on 077 6104 104 0776 104 104. Or if you are there in the diaspora, we are having a problem with our diaspora line. And I hope Crusoe can help me to sort it out here. But while we are with the technical guys, you can call us on plus 231 886 500. Sorry, that is plus 231 886 172628 on WhatsApp. Plus 231 886 172628. Plus 231 886 172628. You can call us on WhatsApp. We'll be using that until we can sort out our problem or issues we're having with our international line right here. Let's pick this one. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
You're live on the radio. Good afternoon to you. Your name and from where you join us.
From Johnsonville.
You say your name is?
I'm Johnson Toe from
Johnson Toe from Johnsonville. My man, are you get Johnsonville?
Yeah. What is going on is that I want to say thank you for what you are elaborating on. No, we are totally in hell. It's not easy. Now we can't understand what is going on. The whole government, we're not understanding them. Yeah, we're not understanding. So we please beg you people, you should please be able to speak it out. Let the president hear what is going on. All the promises he gave us, we are not seeing anything. The NGO, investors, the companies and stuff that he talked about that he wants to be in Liberia, but also be able to be free from bondage, as he said that we are government was damaging this country. Now I think we as government is better.
Okay, all right.
Yes,
Let me. I ain't got much time. Let me take Isaac Wozy here. Isaac, what's up?
Yeah, hey guys. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my brother. You live?
Yeah, hey guys. Good afternoon to the peace-loving people of Mama Liberia. For the public, this is Isaac Wozy, first to be called son of GOP, and I joined the conversation this afternoon on the Nizo community. I think I'm president at the cemetery where I leave my father to rest a few months ago.
Okay.
You know, it's so much devastating and far seeing people who claim they are so much educated than the past government are making it so much grown up in this government. Even in social media, some of us are using that we will write, we go to our message bag within a form and do everything for them before posting. When I saw that thing today, I saw it before they can even put the post down. Yes, seriously, I was following the social media when I saw it, because usually when they post, I get notification from my phone of their post. So when I saw it, I said, well, what is going on? Are they telling us that our president died days ago? Well, why are the other coming out? Then before I start seeing posts from other journalists and influence that I thought on social media that it was a mistake. So these are simple mistakes. These are things that should not be happening in this government. But these are people that they claim so much, they are so much educated in Koji, they are so much educated in Josria, they are so much educated in Twitter, but in common social media posts, they are making mistakes.
Okay.
The former president is referring to the present president as the ex-president, even referring to him as a dead man. Is that really what the people carry on to? Saying our president dead? Is that I saw the post today. It hurt my feeling.
Thank you.
For the guy who came out of the valley, for the guy who called for, I think, Grand River G or something, who tried to give an update of the happening or some of the commodities that they used them. My brother, these are things that we told 11 people that were going to happen, but they did not listen to us. So let them see it, and then some of the journalists that like, we can talk for it because we are so many years. So we have to. Thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you so kindly, my brother. Let's speak. This call. Hello.
Hello.
You live on the radio. Your name and from where you join us.
My name is Joseph Songale. I call from Maria resident.
Rosetta, go ahead.
Yes. So you were talking point into the issue. You know, for me, I was disappointed when I saw my boss on the social media being part of the program. I just speaking of because all life put and raise about going to Nova County very soon because he's out for receiving. And then really my man, well, that's what he was after all, not so much on, but after those that went behind him because that was he had rid of someone. And say how Momo, and start Momo body. I'm going to express that I'm going to body. Then you see that like the president, the foreign president of Korea Nova on the campaign ticket. Not to get to the issue. You see, my own boss, someone really are more loyal to it. I can't start today. I can remember why I went to the Nova County. So a very first sit down, but that they want to be firing. Well, I think we didn't think that Alasan and yesterday I saw a post for him apologizing to us for his action. And so he should look around, but not thinking about them because the 105 was made from the making of the CDC. So he should look in surrounding the rescue mission. I think he had other more people there. So if he had his own 105, don't want him to send him because the people are demand. Allow him to send the way they keep the power to the preachers they have been dragged to Walker. Who got people who commit that crime for all who put the Walker, they focus on the American because maybe they have Senator Josie or they won't take you out the life of someone president. So that's the crime that he committed so much all the four white people that were killed by Senator Josie. That's why Americans could never put the Walker.
Okay, Rosetta. LEP, if you're there, please call me up on my 72 number. The number here. Yeah, they phone me in. I need on the call I can receive on this. So you're calling my 272 number LEP, please. Hello?
Yeah, Eva, how are you?
I'm okay. You live on the radio.
Thank you very much. My name remains Edward Juwabanga. I'm phoning in from a very street resident.
Go ahead, Edward.
Sir, are you aware that the Papa is in control of the state?
I said you want to tell me that.
Okay. In the first place, as a president, the president must be able to take, measure for Ami Muda, who is the Minister of Commerce, and other senators to go at the level of national security, that was social security, and carry letter. If I were here, if we were in charge, that means you are being fired out of government. On a clear note, because of impersonation. Two, the Papa is taking to be running after people. Time is fast spent. Imagine people are not taking pay. These were things yesterday for which Josh Weah was put out. These were things that the people were saying. That they had the economy, they had control of the economy. They were magicians. Where are we today? He's taking all over. Are you aware that the president was disgracing Africa?
I'm just hearing that from you.
If you do competitive governance, they will tell you that the guy G to G, which is government to government, then the guy P to P, president to president. For the president of Africa to allow, for President Bola to allow himself to go sit with the CSG land people, it's a serious disrespect to him as a president. He should have sent money capital and all people to be in the meeting. Why he and Ouattara discussing? Then Ouattara will get instruction to the people. So when people are ready to do business with you, these are things they can do. They bring on unnecessary bureaucratic bottleneck to you, to degrade you. They say yesterday, President Weah, people take current, they say they're sending current to Africa. Okay, say Samuel said that. The question is send to Africa, send out, right? You go bring it banner. So you
Okay. All right, my brother. Thank you. Let me pick. Let me pick Ellie P. Ellie, what's up? The line you are calling me on, I can pick online call. That is internet call. I can pick direct call on there.
No problem. How you got me on?
Yeah, go mind me, my man. Sorry, I didn't make it up to you on Friday, but maybe,
Yeah, I really best for you, honestly, my man.
No, I know that. We'll talk behind the scene.
All right, no problem.
Okay, my brother.
You know, to be honest, I just listened to your report around the rural counties. We think we should not take it like this, Higa. If the people in the interior can be going through that experience, how about what I hear now? You know what? To buy gas $2,000. To buy gas at that $2,000. Why the people can't rescue? Sometimes the mistake will continue to make us from Liberia. We will continue to live with it. And then people continue to betray people. Look at what he did to Prince Johnson today. He did Prince Johnson happy? No. There are people that strategy they use it, but we know that strategy already. And Prince Johnson always say that anytime they people can pull out and put out. What is it? More people in the Unity Party are focusing on Jeremiah. More people in the Unity Party focusing
and most of them are having close door conversation with the vice president more than the president.
We should not take the letter. Anytime for not Jeremiah to become president of the top of Liberia. Thank you for the opportunity. This is Eddie P. We're talking up here.
Okay, thank you. This is Ellie. Ellie, hello.
Yeah.
You're live on the radio. Go ahead. Your name and from where you join us.
Okay, my name is Joseph, and I call you from Mike County from St. Louis Farm to Respect City.
Go ahead, my brother Francis. Louis Farm. That is behind the old Rennie. Not old, but new Rennie.
Yeah, new Rennie, small Rennie.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, brother, for the topic on the discussion. You know, when we told the Liberian people that giving old men like Joe Kwakai the presidency, they were not going to mean well for us, they didn't listen. Other hit, they voted George Weah out of the presidency. Now in Magibi County, because the country that contributed towards his presidency, the minister positions Magi were left out. People that were on the ring.
You're not your superintendent?
What the superintendent Benin was talking here was staying in Limo. Oh, the superintendent Benin was staying in Limo.
Okay, go ahead.
The supporters, they are disappointed in us to be having a president that you voted for on Decoration Day. You calling him former president. Where are we heading to? But gradually, we are getting there, and they will regret their action for giving the old man the presidency. America is facing the same problem. Joe Biden, you see the problem America is in today? Wasting a lot of resources on country that they need not to waste money on. God is above us. They will pay the price. 2020 now, we is coming back.
We wait for that one. All right, let's pick this one. Hello.
Yeah, hey, God, good evening.
Good evening, my brother. Your name and from where you join us?
Hey, my name is Ishmael Kamara. I'm calling from Central Monrovia. Evening.
Go ahead, my brother.
Hey, God, first of all, let me appreciate you, you know, for the fact that in the absence of kind, and you are able representing the show. You know, I was just driving around and I was monitoring you. I said, yes, as a young man, I need to first call you and say thank you for representing kind on the show.
Thank you so much.
To the issue, you got, we said this. We told people in our different communities that before you can change our government, the first thing is weigh your government. Okay? The performance of your government. Learn to know what are some of the things the government has taken into before you can talk about changing government. We told them our number. Okay. Now you can see that right now, the last time we listened to Ami Moda, he assured us that he dropped the rice price. It was so disgraceful in fact to tell us the rice price was reduced by 25 cents. How much 25 cents? Why couldn't you wait to put the rice price?
And since that time, the U.S. rate have increased plus, I think, something percent.
For sure. Which have increased the rice price to $3,500 in Monrovia and in Environ. Now you can imagine. Go to how do I call it in the Leeward County.
I just spoke with our correspondent in River G County and he said a bag of 25 kg rice is being sold for $4,500.
Of course. Then go break in my country, River G, send them Maryland now. Now there's a $4,500 to $5,000 now you're going to buy of 25 kg back already. Now, for God's sake, look at two hours going to come and rescue us in the country. Okay? Why would we be going to 3 months now gradually? They are
our lives. Okay? And the agenda they want to say too soon. We want better patient. We want better patient. So we should keep being patient until we can go 5 years.
Dry dog sweet. Dry dog sweet. So you look for something to be eating until the dog get dry.
Come on. Instead of looking at the relevant issues, they are just looking to do witch hunt, taking people for job or looking for job. Let women back up be aware that they see a rope that hand monkey, they can hand back home. They country too small. We want reconciliation first thing first, and that we want to be our control to move ahead. Let us be all the understand that we voted him, let him be all the understand that we voted him to be all to alleviate the problems, not to what escalate the problems in the country. Let him do the best things to ensure that the people can become better.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Chief. Let's speak this one. Hello.
Hello.
You live on the radio.
Yeah, my name is Azal. He's calling from the highway. All right, yeah.
Which one of the highway now?
All right, Smart Junction, Smart Junction, place I live.
Okay.
All right, discussing the issue here, God, and the issue we've been discussing it ever since, not just now, we've been discussing that issue. We in that brain will make an error, but those that vote for the other side, they see the error. But we that was sticking on the other side, like CDC, was seeing, we're happy. We enjoying the sun, the people beating, and everyone on them will dance our song. And pretty soon, all of them dancing the song. So I want to appreciate every one of us that on the other side, like supporting CDC. I'm very, very happy because they say that the CDC don't know anything. They come into the referral thing. So they're doing the referral things now, but we're seeing a lot of mistakes in the referral things that they're doing. So we want to appreciate the station, like Women Center, really doing well for the Liberians, hoping the Liberians are. So I want to appreciate every one of you that are on board. Thank you for your hard work.
Thank you so much, my brother. Let's speak this one. Hello.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
You live on the radio. Your name and from where you join us, Chief?
I'm K. Edwin Akwe. I do join you from Caldwell Peace Community.
Edwin, go ahead from Peace Community in Caldwell.
Yeah. Let me applaud you first day for the topic of the discussion. We are 100% disappointed in the president for sure. Because all the promises he did.
But are you a Unity Party partisan or you sedition?
For a while, what they made me all the promises we are fighting us. We see on campaign, we see, the sedition had this, that will be running their own. All the promises you are making for the people, where are we now? Where are we? All of them crying now, our own president will disappoint them. I think when they in the country, they go to the able people. If he able, he be our country, he did it. Then be bold to tell that he able the country. Thank you.
Okay, brother. Let's speak this one. Hello. No, you can't do me like I will not take this. You can't do me like this. Let's speak this one. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
You live on the radio.
Yeah, hey guys. My brother, the problem in this country, we should blame ourselves because we told people from the beginning that these people would not do nothing in this country. You see? So because of this, people are crying. The United Party are crying. They look for this thing there. We know we will not solve we the citizen that really supported the government and people were there. They counted the wicked people more than the good people. Seriously. You know, in a country where the wicked people go and sell the land people, the plenty than the good people, this is why it can happen. Because in one thing, my brother, I want to make this suggestion. In time of election or referendum, let people to go to the Leeward area, to the interior part. People that they can just let them from Monrovia. These are the people that are bringing us the problem.
Okay.
There are some community in Canada. My name is Joseph Kula, calling from Kakata. There are some community in Canada. The late people never reach there. Today, even in my community that I live, in Walker Farm community, nobody was able to reach to our community. So these people will just go around and just let people of their interest and just carry the full figure. So when problem comes, these people who are politicians, they got the upper hand, they got the influence, they send their people behind, just go and bring a figure. So problem comes, they have to only them. Not informed. They are not informed in the interior part. So most of these losses come from the people in government.
Thank you so much. Let me play let me play the one. This is our decision we took, or this form part of our decision we took in 2023. And yes, this is where we are now. So let's listen. Let's just have a reflection of what it was for us in 2023.
5,888 polling places. of a total of 5,890 polling places, constituting 99.97%. Alberton Union Edward W. GDM, votes obtained 40,262, constituting 2.20%. Boycott Joseph N. UP, votes obtained 796,513, constituting 43.34%. We are George Manning CDC, votes obtained 803,956, constituting 43.84%. Brown Union Allen Aram, LRP, votes obtained 15,006.
Okay. I just take 2 calls and wrap it up here. Okay, you listen to it. Vote up team. Yeah, go. Hello.
Hello.
You live. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Emmanuel N. Freeman, the independent politician ready for this.
Go ahead.
Let me say thank you. You know, Joseph Boakai will force you to do what you promised to bring people. We will not beg you. We will not beg you. We will force you to do it. You know, other people, we know some people have voted this government now. But we even speak it to them, they're not even able to live for their head. All they will tell is that give us down, the government just get to power. But we will tell them that this government will do what they promised the Liberian people by force, and we will force them to do it. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Let's pick this one. Hello.
Hello.
You live on the radio. Go ahead.
Yes, my name is Tracy Kane. I'm calling from 6th Street.
Okay, so Tracy, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I'm a member of the silent listener, and I start to speak now. From now on, I'll be calling.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I can remember the voice I just heard. It was a day, I think I answer my house. Because of George Manning, we are. Why we got to support him? We are stupid. We don't know anything. We don't want anything for our children's future. But now we are seeing what is going on. And we can walk in our community with our heads up high.
Okay.
I just want to say thank you so much for the show.
Thank you.
And we are coming back stronger to 2029. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Folks, that's how we like to call it a day on today's edition of the program, The Freedom Hub. This program returns on tomorrow, at which time Oliver Kam is going to be here alongside Princess Alasa Venja Colley. But until I'm here, specifically on the Freedom Hub, it's on Monday by God's grace. Alhamdulillah, for today's edition of the program. The name is Hagar Gonda. I'm out of here, folks.